since you arrived here on campus at Marquette, I understand that one of the biggest changes that you've seen in your game and in your preparation for basketball season has been, some changes in your body. Can you describe what you've done since you've gotten here to Marquette?
Well, you got it right. I mean, just the conditioning, strength and conditioning stuff that we're doing here is just another level. Practices also, just in general, the practices, the conditioning we're doing outside, the lift that we're doing with Coach Todd, has just been really good for me.
What specifically about some of those lifts and some of that work with Coach Todd Smith has really stood out to you?
I think with all the technology he's using, we're really going into what a basketball player needs to, like power, explosiveness, like anything, like conditioning stuff, like endurance. So all those stuff, like they really put a lot of emphasis on it. So.
Yeah, and another thing before you came on campus as well is you got to spend some time with the Lebanon national team as well. Describe that experience and what your contribution was there.
Because that was my second year, I knew a little bit their style of play, knew a little bit how to react with some of the players, but just in general, practicing with them twice a day, going on trips, playing against other teams. We played around like 7 or 8 games. Only 2 of them counted as the qualification for the World Cup. I mean, I didn't play as much as I wanted to, but definitely looking forward for another experience and hopefully grow from that.
And I know as a first-generation Canadian, for you, it's important to reconnect with the home country of your parents and where some of your family still is now. How important is that to be able to represent Lebanon? And not only that, but just to go back there in the summers as you do.
Yeah, you know what? The reason I'm doing this is probably for my grandfather. He passed away last year, so I really want to represent him right now, and the fact that I can play for his country means a lot to me. So, also going back every summer, see my family gives me a chance to also play basketball, but also, visit them at least once a year. So that's been great.
So, Joseph, ultimately, what was it that drew you here to Marquette, that drew you here to Milwaukee?
I think once I got the call from Coach Wojo, I felt like a really good connection, and when I started learning a little bit more about Marquette, once I started having more conversation with Coach Wojo, what he's looking for as a point guard, as a player, it was really interesting for me. And the fact that I can also get my MBA here was huge. And just playing in the Big East with a really, really, really good team right now.
Let's get to your game, Joseph. And in your time at Fordham last season, 97 steals. You led the country in steals per game. As you're looking to bring that here to Marquette, here are some of the guys who had some great single-season steal numbers. Ready? Jay Crowder, 88 steals, second all-time. Dwayne Wade, 4th, 79. Doc Rivers, 77, 5th all-time in a single season of Marquette. You think you can top those numbers of those great players this year?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to beat that. Yeah, definitely.
When we talk about your home city, when we talk about Montreal, poutine is a big part of life there. In Wisconsin, we have cheese curds. Cheese curds are an important part of poutine. Have you had Wisconsin cheese curds yet?
I haven't. I think I probably did during my visit, but I don't remember. I should try it again. We'll see.